Hello viewers, welcome to another edition of Tech Tips. My name is Basir. I will be covering for Byron this week. This week we will be talking about control joint cripples. So what I have here is a simple panel created with MWF with the 2x3 opening in the middle of the panel. You'll notice that I have these two cripples being generated. What the control joint cripple allows you to do is place extra cripples on these, specifically on these four corners, to kind of add some strength to those four corners. So in order to place those control joint cripples, you have two options. You could either enable it per opening, so you have to essentially say that I want to enable it for this opening, and you're then allowed to use the control joint cripples, or you could say that you want to use it for a multitude of openings in the panel if you have a lot of openings. So what we're going to do is we're going to enable it. So in order to enable it, simply select the opening itself, go into your walls, you got your control joint cripples right there, and check boxes saying that you want to insert that control joint cripples. Once that's done, you could go ahead into the properties and add those control joint cripples. You have a few setting options to if you want to add an offset and whatnot. So up top over here you have the option of having different settings for whether it's a door, a window, a regular Revit opening, a beam pocket, or you can simply say that you want to use for all openings. These settings for all openings are good. And that's in this second row over here, you have, this is where you could say that you want to place on every opening in the panel, or simply say that you want to place it wherever you enabled it by the user, which we just did a little while ago. Over here, you have, so you want to place your top cripples or your bottom cripples. You could do both, either or. And then you're able to, right now, when it's going to place those cripples, it's going to place them right beside the king studs, beside them with no gap. You might want to add a gap to it, and that is where the right and left offset comes. So we're just going to go ahead and add a 1/2 inch gap, like so. And we're going to get back to these extra vertical in just a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and hit OK, make that change to the panel. And you'll notice that I just got these two cripples generated. These four cripples generated with that 1/2 inch gap, like I mentioned. The extra verticals is essentially adding extra studs right beside the king stud. So on either side of the king stud, you're able to add an extra stud and add an offset to it, if you will, if you don't want it to be right beside it. So we're going to go ahead and place an extra vertical. Simply select the family you want. We're going to go ahead and either same as panel vertical, or you can simply select a different size. So I'm going to go ahead and select the slightly smaller 600S with that smaller flange. And you're able to apply an offset if you wanted to. Right now it's set to 0, 0. It's going to be right beside it. I might want that same 1/2 inch as I have for my cripples. Leave a little space. Hit OK, and you'll notice that those extra studs got generated with a 1/2 inch gap. This has been Tech Tip. Thank you very much. See you guys next time.